Today on 21st Century Business, explore state-of-the-art technology, innovative business strategies, insights from cutting-edge corporations around the globe, a visionary look into the answers of tomorrow, today. Business leaders, business solutions, 21st Century Business.
Welcome to 21st Century Business. I'm Jackie Bales. Every business is familiar with the standard commercial-grade garbage dumpster. Painted steel, welded together, that quickly begins to rust and leak, and without maintenance can soon fall into disrepair. Well, here today to discuss these problems and the fresh new solutions that their company Nuwave Container has to offer is President Jim Breinig and General Manager Dave Breinig. Welcome, gentlemen.
Happy to be here, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie. Happy to be here.
Jim, could you tell us more about the problems caused by traditional steel dumpsters?
Yes. You know, the steel dumpsters have a tendency to rust, and often rust through and leak, and they're much heavier in weight. They're very noisy when they're being unloaded, and frequently they have to be sent back to a firm to have them rewelded, new panels put on, and repainted.
Wow. So Dave, give us some more detail about Nuwave Container and your solution that sidesteps these problems.
Sure. Our solutions through these plastic containers are, number one I would say is noise. The usage of a metal container versus a plastic container as you're handling these, there's a significant drop off in noise. The second part would be safety. These are much lighter and they don't have any chance of having sharp edges on them, so the likelihood of accidents with drivers or general users would be less. We also look at the level of leakage that comes through. When, as Jim mentioned, with leakage in a metal container, there's a lot of liquids that can go into containers, and when there is leakage, who knows what might be left on the parking lot. We also believe that there's an environmental footprint improvement. When you look at the amount of repairs that are done on metal containers, the painting, the welding, over the life cycle of a container, there is certainly a lesser impact on the environment related to that.
Wow. Well, in this 21st Century Business Field Report, we'll go inside Hedstrom Plastics and get an inside look at Nuwave's revolutionary unibody plastic containers.
For years, commercial solid waste collection has been dominated by front and rear loading steel containers. Nuwave has solved the problem of steel, and they are revolutionizing the industry with signature innovations.
The unibody design that we use, we reference it as unibody because it is a one-piece system. Everything is molded together. You don't have any holes that you have to put into the dumpster. The pockets are included in that, so there's no additional pieces and parts that you have to add to it, so you don't have leakage issues. Everything is going to be structurally sound with the container.
Our containers are all plastic polyethylene container. There's no metal on our container. There's no holes drilled in, so you don't have to worry about anything leaking. And it's essentially a self-contained unit. When the tool opens, a container is essentially available.
With a plastic unibody design created through their unique rotational molding process, Nuwave is setting a new and durable standard for the future of commercial waste removal.
Jim, what is the Nuwave story?
In 2004, Richard and Judy Maggio had a novel idea about a plastic dumpster and actually had a patented process that gave no seams, no holes. They started the business in California, and Richard was really older at that point in time and got to the point where he wanted to retire. And Hedstrom had the opportunity to talk with him, look at buying his business, and we were excited about it, excited about the product, and that's really what happened. We moved it into our own facility.
Wow, so it became part of Hedstrom then.
It's part of Hedstrom.
Dave, what molding process do you use to make these Nuwave containers?
Well, the molding process we use, Jackie, is rotational molding. It's unlike blow molding, injection molding, where there's an extrusion that goes on in the process. Rotational molding is as it says. The plastic is cooked in an oven, it's cured in an oven. So literally we're rolling that material inside the oven. As the heat transfers in, it cures the product from the outside in. So.
And tell us about the unibody design. What is that?
The unibody design was really evolved, is the best way I could put it. Rich started the process in what he did, but currently today the unibody is really, the process was to develop an all-plastic container that didn't have the requirement to drill holes, to attach framework or attach side pockets. So the current product that we have right now is patented. We think it's the best product out there on the market. And the key feature to the patent is its gussets for the side. And the gussets add strength into those side pockets, which really gives its integrity out there on the market.
We have containers that range in size from 1 cubic yard to 8 cubic yard. And all of these containers meet the ANSI standards for the waste hauling industry.
Dave, what are the advantages of the plastic unibody over steel?
In addition to what we talked about earlier between noise and safety and weight and all of the other pieces, environmental impact, I think the key piece to it is total cost of ownership. When you think in terms of the normal metal container, I think that there's a paradigm out there in the normal hauling industry that a metal container is cheaper. But when you think of all of the times it has to be brought back into the shop, it has to be cut apart, welded, repainted, and put back out. You have labor, you have material, you have, at times they may have to carry 3 to 5% extra inventory because there's a constant rotation out in that system. So I would say the biggest impact overall from a business perspective is total cost of ownership.
Very interesting. And are Nuwave containers adaptable to any climate?
They are. The plastics that we use are formulated to handle higher temperatures and lower temperatures. So we've got cold crack resistance and other things like that. So it really can be in any type of environment that waste is hauled.
Sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you both for joining us on the show today and for sharing the innovative solutions created through Nuwave Container and Hedstrom Plastics.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us, Jackie.
And thank you for watching 21st Century Business. I'm Jackie Bales.